Hey everyone, it's Romeo from Well Traveled Romeo here, and in today's video I want to discuss one of the best resources and free resources for comprehensible language learning for the Spanish language learning community. Now, if you're not familiar with comprehensible input, the theory goes that if you receive enough input through messages such as audio messages or through visual messages, if you receive enough of that input, then eventually you will acquire the language. Now you can use books for that, you can use video for that, or you can use again, music for that. It depends on how you learn and how the input is coming to you. As long as the messages are comprehensible and you enjoy the messages and you do it for long enough, then eventually you should acquire the language. That's the theory. Now, one of the most popular resources that took that theory and ran with it is called Dreaming Spanish. Now, Dreaming Spanish, it is a YouTube channel, and they actually have a off YouTube platform as well, and they have many different videos that speaks only in the Spanish language. And the promise that the creator has made is quite compelling. He just tells everyone that if they watch enough of his videos, whether it's through 600 hours or 1,000 hours or even 10,000 hours, eventually you will acquire the language. Now, I'm not disputing that. I just want to say that there's probably a better resource to use, or at least to start with, before you start consuming content on Dreaming Spanish. So what that resource is called Destinos, an Introduction to Spanish. Now, if you are unfamiliar with Destinos, an Introduction to Spanish, that probably means that you have not been in the Spanish language learning community long enough. Destinos, an Introduction to Spanish, is specifically made for Spanish language learners. Now, it was created initially to be taught in the schools or in the classrooms, and then eventually it shifted so that they had enough resources to set it up so that it could be a efficient self-study complete package course for the Spanish language. But Destinos is a 52 episode telenovela. And if you know anything about Spanish telenovelas, they are set up so that each episode that you watch at the end has a hook that wants to make you watch the next episode. So each of these episodes are 27 minutes, and the storyline is that there's a lawyer that was contracted by a family to find whether or not this dying old man who receives a letter from someone, from some mysterious person, she's contracted to find out if the contents in the letter is actually true. And the contents in the letter says that, hey, guess what, dying old man? Although you left your home country after the war, you also left your wife. You thought she was dead, but guess what? She's not dead. So the lawyer is contracted to determine if this information in the letter is true. And she takes off from Mexico to Spain, and then her investigation takes her from Spain to Argentina, and then her investigation takes her from Argentina to Puerto Rico, and then eventually back to Mexico. And so throughout the entire 52 episodes, Spanish is spoken. First, a little bit of English is spoken, but by the time you get maybe 10 episodes in, it's nothing but Spanish that's spoken in this telenovela. And the series is set up so that as the lawyer jumps from the different countries, it's also introducing a lot of the cultures from the different regions and the different dialects of each of the regions that she goes to. Now, again, it's set up as a telenovela, and it's also set up specifically for language learners, which means that it has a lot of reviews. So as opposed to a resource such as Dreaming Spanish, where if you watch one 10-minute video, you hear a word, you may understand that word based on the message that they show you. But if you don't watch that same video and never hear that word again until maybe the next 100th video, you're probably going to forget what you learned in the first video. But in Destinos, an Introduction to Spanish, there's a review of the previous episode at the beginning of each episode, and there's a review of the specific episode at the end of the episode. So you are hearing the same dialects and the same conversations over and over again. And you're seeing that happen in the video. Not only are the reviews in the beginning of the episode and the reviews in the end of the episode there is a review of the previous 10 episodes every 10 episodes or something like that. So it is 100% set up to be something that you can use to receive messages and understand and get used to hearing the Spanish language spoken in different dialects. I have not come across any other Spanish language learning resource for comprehensible input that is free and includes the video component, the audible component, and if you want, the exercise component. The other thing about Destinos is that it has a lot of supplemental material that you can find on eBay or on Amazon. Now, whether or not you use those are up to you, but I prefer to use the resources that I talked about in my previous video, which is go through complete Spanish step by step first before you start tackling other materials. But Destinos actually has a textbook that you can purchase. It has workbooks that you could purchase depending on how deep you want to get. And the thing that I think is most valuable is that it has a video script that you could purchase. And this video script is the written content of what's in every episode. So imagine if you had the video script and you had the video episode and you implemented it in your Spanish language learning. So how can you use Destinos, an introduction to Spanish, for your comprehensible input learning? Well, the way I use Destinos is the first time through, I just watched all of the Destinos episodes and I had the subtitles on and I read the subtitles. The second time through, I went through all of the episodes and I didn't have the subtitles on, and I was amazed at how much Spanish I understood. And the third time, my last time that I went through Destinos, the introduction to Spanish, I used my video script and I read the video script. I made sure that there were no words that I didn't understand, and then I will watch the video episode again. So feel free to use Destinos, the introduction to Spanish, as a source for comprehensible input for you because it's totally free. I'll put a link to where the videos are actually hosted in the description of this video, and hopefully it helps you out. If you found this video helpful, or if you found this content helpful, then give this video a thumbs up. And until next time, I hope this video helped you on your Spanish language learning journey. And until then, peace.